Episode 28. I'd like to thank our sponsors briefly, Vincero and Quip. Without them, we wouldn't exist. And without us,
you wouldn't exist.
Today's sponsor is Vincero, luxury watches for the young hustlers. It's time to step up your game and stand out. A luxury watch doesn't have to cost you a fortune, and you'll see why when you check out Vincero. Every watch is manufactured and quality checked by hand before being shipped out to you, the customer. This is the kind of attention to detail and dedication to quality typically only seen with luxury watch brands over $500, while Vincero watches start at a little over $100. My favorite thing about this watch is that it suits my pale-ass skin, because I have a rosy sort of, pinkish glow. So only tan watches work out for me, and normally, so I have another watch that has a tan band that is too flat. It doesn't have cool lines on it because I appreciate a good leather.
Of course, as does one.
And the white face is perfect for me because all of this aids, it complements my pale skin.
Right.
And that's why this is my favorite watch. I think it's
And I like mine because it's very cool.
With over 5,000 five-star reviews and a 2-year warranty, you can shop with confidence. You have to check them out. I know you'll love their watches just as much as I do, so if you want to, you can go to vincerocollective.com/pine24. That is Pine24. Okay?
Pine24.
And enter promo code PINE to get 15% off your entire order. Don't blend in. Stand out. Thank you, Vincero Watches, for sponsoring this podcast. And now let's talk about...
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Cecilia is out on Spotify and iTunes.
Speaking of sex.
Yes, it is.
Why didn't we release it at the same time on the same day,
Because we didn't want to wait to get the video out. And I don't think it matters that much,
From a business standpoint, it was a poor decision.
Not that poor, though, I don't think.
Well, we'll find out when music sales happen. Yep. But do people release the song? Isn't that a thing artists do? They release a song as a video before they actually release it on... Why is that?
Sometimes what they'll do, if they're not...
It hypes it up a little bit.
If they don't have a huge audience, an artist will release a song with just a picture or whatever, with not the official music video, and see how much traction that gains. And if it gains a significant amount, they'll be like, oh, this is worth, doing a music video for. And yeah.
I know, for all of my big budget music videos and songs,
James is actually Drake.
Yeah.
That's our congregation. I'm just saying a bunch of dumb words this whole podcast.
When he was doing the ad read, you were making that... You look at fucking Hector Salamanca from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I was.
Remember he shits in the DA
shout out to our audio listeners who never have a good idea of actually what's going on.
I like to imagine that they get to just have their own idea of what it is, and it's funnier than it actually is, if they have good imaginations.
Hey.
Thank you.
That's not a bad idea.
It's like the animated Game Grumps stuff. Sometimes it's funnier to watch the animated ones where you can't see what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
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 I like
because
watching
if they're just playing games, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Who gives a shit,
Guys,
right?
what's your favorite animated movie on 10?
One Punch, man.
That's a great show. You got me into that.
Yeah.
And I want to get you into Queer Eye.
And I saw the first episode and cried an hour before this podcast.
Guys, I'm going to watch the news later. Find out what's going on in
what channel?
In the Midwest.
Not a good anime, dude.
You gonna watch Channel 7 Chicago style?
No, I'm gonna watch
Deep Dish.
Probably MSNBC Fox.
I've been looking a lot. I've been looking up a lot of weird statistics lately.
Before bed too.
Before bed, always before bed. A week ago, I was looking up big crocodiles, biggest crocodiles, and then biggest sharks. Then I was looking up most remote places you could possibly visit.
Dude, the stuff I end up looking at is just super weird shit, like cult shit. I'll start looking up all the cult shit.
It's a hole that you'll
then
fall
it led
down.
me into psychopathic children, and this girl talking about how she just killed things, and she just had no remorse at all, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's crazy the hole that you fall into when you start doing stuff.
It's so fucking
whenever I
interesting,
look up, because I'll get into conspiracy theories and shit, and just be like,
wait, I had a point with this.
Okay, we're all talking.
Wow, dude.
Wait,
and
hold on.
The audience now is ready to hear what we're going to say, but backtracked because of what you wanted to say.
Son of a bitch. Damn it.
Please not interrupt me.
Say what you wanted to say then.
Play nice.
Well, now it's not going to have the same impact.
Well, I think you should because we've come
now we're
this
talking
far.
about it. Talk about it. Finish it. Finish it.
So the point with that story is that I've been looking up a lot of weird information and top 10s and stuff, and I was looking up top 10 biggest waves, and I couldn't believe number one, it was 1,700 feet tall. Can you now think about that?
Is this in the Paleolithic era?
No, this was 1950 or something.
Wow.
It was a small lake and a bunch of
small lake.
Yeah, well, I mean not a small lake. A bunch of icebergs or ice things, caps fell down. It was in a lake.
There's big lakes. The Great Lakes are massive.
Yeah, but 1,700 feet.
And
yeah, when I think of a lake,
tsunami.
I'm thinking the lake I go fishing in. 1,700 waves.
Yeah. This was the Latuya Bay mega tsunami, and so this is what the lake looks like. and you can tell like there's sand.
Can I see? Can I see?
There's sand on the ice.
Yeah.
So
But,
like half the mountain just broke off and like.
But don't
Wow.
read anything under that because that is what I want to show you guys. So I was just looking at this in the dead of night, in the dead of winter, and reading about this lake. And obviously the wave in itself is unbelievable. A 1,700-foot tall wave. But let me read you what happened. The wave surged over the headland, stripping trees and soil down to bedrock and surged along the fjord, which forms Lituya Bay, destroying a fisherman boat anchored there and killing 2 people. Howard Ulrich and his son managed to ride the wave on their boat, and they both survived.
Wow.
What
epic.
the fuck?
That's epic.
That is
That's
fucked.
a 1,700-foot wave. Maybe it was
so
less by the
tall,
time it got to them, though.
But like, imagine. I like to think that they were on that wave for like
Riding
a
it,
while.
like, surfing
No,
it.
like a while though. Like they're literally just like, so
No, this is
we're
fine.
not afraid anymore.
No, yeah, this is,
It's not even
this is
funny
totally
anymore.
fine.
We're just let's land.
We've gotten divorced on the way down.
So
We
how
got-
long would that ride last?
Yeah.
Probably like 5 seconds.
1,700 feet, dude.
Probably like 50 seconds.
Yeah, probably like a good minute.
50
or two.
seconds?
Yeah, a minute.
Yeah.
So the way it crashed, it went down and then the waves came up the sides. So maybe it was a smaller
mountain?
wave in the middle, and they were talking only about the 1,700-foot waves like crashing off the sides of the lake towards the mountain range.
I think there's no way of knowing.
Yeah, it wasn't on camera. It wasn't filmed.
I'd like to believe that this didn't happen.
Yeah, they
I
managed
actually
to...
think that Steve just made that Wikipedia page one night when he was having a fever dream with pizza.
Can you still change Wikipedia pages? I remember you used to be able to go on and just put whatever
I
you
think it
want.
depends on the
So-
page, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can change mine.
Well, I deleted yours long ago.
Yeah.
No
You
one
guys
needs
have
to
a
know your
Wikipedia page?
past.
You do, right?
I don't know. All I know is...
Minecraft one.
Yeah, there's something Minecraft related out there
There's a
that
Minecraft one.
I've been trying to get removed for a few years now, and they just...
North Korea just launched
even when I was doing Minecraft.
a missile.
Really?
Yeah.
North Korea
North
just
Korea
elected
launched a missile?
Mitchell.
Where?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Do you know that Russia, because they have a new weapon, like a new missile that can
Oh, yeah.
hit anywhere in the world,
Duh.
and they did like a militaristic like show of force or like presentation thing about it, and in the video it like showed that they could target Donald Trump's house in Florida.
They showed that actually at the conference. They specifically used that as an example.
I saw that
That's
on my
fucked.
CNN update. I don't know if it's
I'm not
fake
so sure
news.
that's true.
Here's an interesting
Because I don't think they did that.
me see.
factoid for you. So, do you guys know anything about South Korea?
Yeah, some things.
So they just removed or created a
animated.
law, boys, that states that their whatever president, whatever the fuck it is, doesn't have to leave after his 2 years. There's no
2 terms.
terms now. So it's like turning into a
That's China.
fucking empire. No, South Korea as well. They just
Well, China's
I
the big
believe
one
so.
to be
South
scared
Korea-
about.
unless
I think
this
it's- I
Korean
think
man
it's
lied to me,
China.
but he was an Uber
I think
driver.
that guy doesn't understand what he's talking about because this happened the past 2 days or so, right? Like the past week.
Maybe a week or so.
That's China.
I believe it's South Korea.
It's China because that guy is so fucking powerful. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Might have
Same
been
thing
China.
with the Turkish president. He just assumed power. He was an actor, and like I guess he got involved in politics, and then just like assumed power. And then we're gonna have a re-election, and he was about to like literally publicly rig it so that it was gonna be just him. And then there was a coup.
The amount of places that do
And they
that shit,
lost.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, South Korea as well.
South Korea as well?
Yeah, and like this Korean guy, I mean, I don't expect just because he's Korean that he knows everything about it, but I respected his opinion because he knew anything about it.
You know
And
what? That's crazy. It's crazy because I bet you the South Korean president did that at the same time around
As
when
China?
China did to be less in the news about it.
I'm not seeing anything about the South Korean guy. It says 3 days ago was the Chinese guy.
So maybe it was just China, but
It has to-
regardless,
it has to-
horrible decision. Holy fuck. I
Well,
mean, I don't know enough about
People
it,
are
but
saying that he has as much power now as Mao Zedong, which is
a
The Chinese.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
Is he a president or a prime minister
I don't know.
or CEO?
CEO.
Like,
CEO
I wonder
of China.
who, like, did they get to vote on that, or was that something that they just
No, they
got
certainly
enough
couldn't.
power to be like, yo, I'm president forever now?
Dude, that guy can do whatever he wants.
That's
I
fucked,
think that he
man.
might be the most powerful person in the entire world.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Besides the Pope.
I don't think anybody listening cares, but I thought that was mind blowing that they would.
No,
do
I
that.
think it's a very insane
that's
thing.
that's
Secretly, I'm sure.
That's just too much power for one man.
The good news is I think he's actually a decent leader.
Really?
He's very smart. I mean, I don't know how much can really be done for a lot of the issues in China. It's like going to take decades to fix the pollution
yeah.
issue and to fix with him becoming like a dictator, it's going to definitely cause like a
Do
lot
you know
of...
that Christianity is outlawed in China?
No fucking way. What?
Makes sense.
Should be here.
Crusades.
Just kidding.
I had to protect Raina on the podcast that we did earlier because she said, I'm so OCD about these things. And I'm like, oh, people are going to get upset at you for that.
For saying that
Anyone
she's
that
OCD?
actually has OCD always gets really upset about that. Because they're like,
I don't get them about that.
Good.
do you actually?
Yeah.
Like doctor diagnosed? There are a lot of people that do. And then people that are like, man, people that get mad at people that say they have anxiety or something because they don't like talking on the phone.
Well, there's different kinds of anxiety too. I imagine like there's the diagnosed like you have like anxiety every day, and there's people that just like have frequent. Like more anxiety than the average person. I think there's just different. There's a spectrum for it.
For sure, just get anxious about certain things.
There's a spectrum for it. But like seeing a real
but there are like
anxiety attack
like
is crazy.
Anxiety.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I got on YouTube one time. This was like a year ago, and I was watching like real anxiety attacks, and it was like really fucking.
Don't want to talk
scary.
about that. I'm gonna have a panic attack.
My brother, like my older brother, has like legit diagnosed anxiety, and he has so many. He feels like he's gonna die and shit, and like you just have to be like,
because you like
it's okay.
Heart's racing and like.
Yeah, your heart rate actually speeds up. I've only had like 2 in my life, maybe.
Have you found the answer yet, Mimi?
It says the Communist Party is officially atheist, but ostensibly allows freedom of religion. It was recently decided, however, that no party member would be permitted to have any religious affiliation.
I think that's actually a smart choice.
China officially recognizes 5 religions: Buddhism, Catholicism, Taoism, Islam, and I can't say that.
They're very practical
Taoism.
and by the books.
Protestantism.
This could be a weird opinion, and I don't even know if I fully believe this, but I think that like politicians and leaders should not have any religion because then they're a little bit biased.
I think that there's definitely should be a separation of religion and state. I think that for sure. I don't really care if a politician's religious though.
Like the president, for example, it's like you can't be the president unless you're a fucking Christian.
There are. I feel like there are only like 2 ways that politicians are, and it's really annoying. And again, this is a blanketed statement. I feel like either they're too religious or they're not religious at all.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that like extreme division, they're at each other's throats about that issue. But I think that if you live in a country that has freedom of religious choice, then you could be whatever you want.
I think you're right that
and even be a politician.
I think it should just be someone who's open-minded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you're right about there being politicians. My worry is that usually the politicians that are openly religious and who are actually religious are like the crazy ones who have all these really shitty laws, and then you've got the politicians who aren't religious, but I feel like almost all politicians just say they're religious because that hits a base.
Well, that's
like
what I
Obama
mean. Like,
said he was religious.
Yeah,
like
you fucking have to be like a Catholic or a Christian or whatever,
a
follower of Christ to even fucking become the president. Like that's mind-blowing to me that like.
So they're either religious or they're lying that they are.
I think if they happen to be, then cool. But I don't think that it should be like a fucking.
So I'm sure there's somebody, but I can't think off the top of my head of someone who's openly atheist in politics right now. I'm sure there's somebody. I'm sure there are multiple people, but it's just like I can easily think of any president in the past. Like,
well, that just goes along with what you think and what you want in a politician. Because I'd respect it if a politician was Christian.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me that they are. It's just like the idea that you basically have to be is fucking mind blowing to me. Like it should just be who's the most fit person for the job rather than.
Well, that's not the. I mean, that's just
Catholic.
The way the United States works right now.
I know. Yeah.
You got to hit that base.
Definitely.
Makes sense.
That's why I'm Catholic.
Starting when?
Always have been.
Aren't you what is it called, a bad guy?
Yes, irrelevant to my religion. I'm a Baha'i. I wonder if we've ever talked about that. I don't really practice it for everyone that knows what that is, but I was raised a Baha'i.
Wait a minute, guys. I hear something. No, I'm not about to fart. There's someone in the other room. Come on in, stupid, weird fucking piece of shit.
Oof.
Yeah, he's a bit of a weird, stupid piece of shit.
Thick. Oh.
I'll put it away. Put it away. Put it away.
Oof.
All right. Welcome to the fucking podcast, idiot.
Welcome, all of my friends. And Mooder. Are you in a mood again? I want to train you.
Okay.
Okay, what do you believe?
I believe it's time to ask you some questions.
Cool digs.
What is the craziest thing a boss has ever asked you to do?
What's the next one?
I was the star of Best Buy for a little bit. I was my poster what's up on the wall. And all the people changed every single aspect of my whole body. So when it was time to up for a raise, so much was already gone. Do you understand? Okay, the weirdest thing that anyone's ever asked me to do was when I was with Bob Marley. Nobody believed me. But now I have proof. And it started back in 1919 when I first was born. When Bob Marley was first born, and he couldn't breathe. He couldn't believe it. He was so smart. And he taught me so much when he was born.
Thank you. Alfredo, I have another question for you. How did you become a part of Sugar Pine 7? What do you do here? How do you get the role that you have?
I think the test. I took a test to get into the country. The test went flying colors. I tested with flying. Other people kept flying into me. It was a winged match. It was flying types, flying type only.
Right, flying types.
I brought the cup of coffee and an apple flavored coffee for my professor to the university. Now, picture this. Shut your fucking eyes and picture this.
Okay, my eyes are closed, Alfredo. You don't have to swear. You don't have to be so crass.
10 tattered tits. 10 tattered tits with 10 covered hats. The hats conduct electricity. I killed everyone in one swoop. No one made it out. The president is my father. I'm Baron Trump.
Hey, Alfredo, the question was simply, how did you get the role you got here?
I applied.
All right. That makes much more sense. Who the fuck accepted it? Steve? James?
We all did.
We all did. You
I
were
didn't.
there.
I did not.
You signed off on it.
All
with
right,
your-
I signed off on it. I regret it. I regret it.
Ay. Small fights. Can get past them. Can't get past them. Always fighting.
Alfredo, I'm gonna fucking choke you out, dude.
Fuck me up.
I will.
I want you to strangle me.
I will.
I want you
Kim,
to scope
Kim.
me out.
Fucking-
I want you to watch the new Snoke
Are
movie
you
with me.
masturbating right now, Alfredo?
I'm trying to.
God, man.
Suck me off.
Keep it together.
Suck me off, you fucking olive man.
Keep it together.
Suck me off, you fucking olive picker bitch.
Put that fucking tentacle away.
I'm squeezing it.
Oh, yuck. Next question
Next
for
question
Alfredo.
is, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up, Alfredo? Have you finished growing?
When I wanted to grow up, I wanted to be 2 big 12-docker flocks of birds. It's pretty tough. I only ended up being half. So when I actually wanted to grow up, the whole world was at my fingertips. And I tried to...
Alfredo, answer the question, dude.
Yeah, an astronaut.
What?
Or like a beat. Like a beat in a song. You know, like, you guys hear the songs by Brittany Murphy that are like...
Well, just like a dubstep song, we're about to drop this beat. Next question.
Would you describe yourself as naughty or nice?
Oh, you didn't want to ask that.
Secular questions only. Treasurer, bury me alive. I don't want to be buried. My one fear in life is sculpt mouthwash.
Yeah, it's fucking burn.
Did you say sculpting?
Sculpting mouthwash pillars.
He said scope mouthwash, and I decided to say something else.
Every pillow I've ever slept on has only been made of free ice. That I got it from a hotel. I stayed at a hotel yesterday. I got kicked out of my house with Jordan. Jordan pissed on my sheets.
That doesn't sound like something Jordan would do.
I pissed on my sheets. Jordan is pissing on me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, maybe. Depends.
What was the question, Mimi?
Are you naughty or nice?
Are you naughty or nice? That's a yes or no answer that we didn't get.
My favorite American Idol winner is Daughtry.
Naughty or nice,
You
Alfredo?
don't like Clay Aiken?
Daughtry.
You sure you don't like Clay Aiken?
Well, if he likes Daughtry, naughty. Next
Blake
question.
Shelton is full of crabs.
Is that a new American Idol member?
Blake
Do
Shelton?
you remember Blake Shelton?
Who the fuck is Blake Shelton? I watched one
Come
season of American
on.
Idol. I know.
He's the guy who always threw cats at a window.
Then who's
Yeah.
the Rancid Reuben guy?
Rancid Reuben, that's Joel's
I'm
ninth
naughty.
cousin. Naughty.
Tell
Final
us
question?
your favorite joke, Alfredo.
Okay, let me perform my set. Okay, do we have glitter?
Alfredo, you have a set?
Do we have kitty litter?
We've none of that. Just tell us
Do we
the
have a
joke.
babysitter? Do we have a new switch watch? New switchblade for me to cut my watch open and see if the insides are just as titanium as my ass?
Hey,
No.
tell the story, Alfredo.
Tell me a story.
The question was directed to you.
You've gotten uglier. Is that
You've
the,
gotten fatter.
Is that the hormones doing that to you?
You've gotten fatter, dude.
You've gotten fatter.
You look like Oprah Winfrey's fucking clit.
You look like you got invited to Oprah Winfrey's birthday party.
I did, and you did not.
Yeah, well, okay.
Who's
then,
pissed
yeah.
now, little bitch?
Who's pissed? What was the question?
Tell us your favorite joke, Alfredo.
All right. Until this hot guy interrupted me with who's getting a fat ass tonight.
What's up, dude?
Favorite joke goes like this. 2 birds. They're flying in the sky. The whole audience is watching them. And suddenly, a satellite falls into the river And then a beast is awoken from deep beneath. The waves crash to the sides. The boats.
This is just the same story that Steve told earlier about the biggest wave.
It was 1,700 feet. And it
Seth?
caused a giant wave.
Sorry, Seth's
Two
bothering
fishermen.
Alfredo now.
Both brother and son.
Shit, dude.
Alfredo, no reiterating. Seth's joke. And then you go back to your fucking closet, dude. We need to get a door for that sooner than later.
No, get the fuck out, dude.
Okay, get the...
No.
Bye, bitch.
Holy shit. I hate it when he sits on my lap for that because he gets me all squiggly.
Yeah, and he's 3 dicks coming out of his ass.
And he's got scales that each face a different direction.
Yes, it's very sharp.
People tell us not to bring him in, but we keep doing it.
I'm going to change the decision.
How about
Sorry,
we talk
topic.
about the lifestyle classic?
How about that?
How about that?
So you don't know about that.
I don't know about that, so I would.
We all
love
made
to
a
be
conscious
in on
decision
this.
not to tell you.
Great.
Yeah.
So
Makes
we
my
should
job
probably...
so much easier.
So don't listen.
Need to know basis.
Don't listen to what we're going to say about it.
Okay.
Just that'll be just for the viewers. And then, if on the need to know, like you're kind of, worked into that situation, then maybe we'll tell you.
So people have noticed the new banner. That Wes took a picture of it,
Love it.
brought us out to LA.
Wes brought us out to LA.
Wes brought us out to LA. We took a picture of him here.
And then on that, I started to tease the new episode series, Lifestyle Classic, because I put down all the shows on it, and we're going to start getting on a much better uploading
Did
schedule.
we make a new playlist?
Oh yeah, we're even looking for hires
And-
soon
and
for an assistant
update-
editor.
Yes, we are.
Update the season 3 playlist.
Update it? What do you mean?
Is it not updated?
No, it should be updated completely now.
Nice.
So yeah, everything on Rooster Teeth is final. We have a new Rooster Teeth schedule where we upload one day before.
On Rooster
But
Teeth
Lifestyle
Fleeced.
Classic, get ready, boys, because it was Autumn's idea. Because we were like,
And also just tell Mimi because we know we've already shot one.
oh yeah, we've already shot one of the Lifestyle Classic episodes. So it's a lot like exactly season one.
It's one-off.
It's just
adventures.
one-off little, not canon to the story. Doesn't have to do with any story bits.
easily
It's just
digestible.
us
Yeah.
kind of just doing our old school vlogging activities in different situations and basing everything off like what we really think and feel during the time. It's it's all scripted too.
Sorry, I was trying to read your mind.
And what was I thinking?
Just about a bunch of
So
eggs.
like the one that we just shot, everyone will see on Tuesday.
Is that when it's going up?
I
Oh, it's
believe
going up
so.
on Rooster Teeth
Tuesday-
first on Monday.
Yeah, RT first on Monday and then YouTube on Tuesday. There's a little fly in here.
A lot of fruit flies from the pea cups.
And they were hovered around the trash, but there was just a pea cup that was in here for probably like a week and a half, and it didn't get cleaned. So I cleaned. This is what frustrates me.
It didn't get cleaned.
I cleaned
wonder
out
whose it
all the
was.
piss.
Was it next to your desk?
No. I cleaned out all the piss. It was in the other room. There were like 7 or 8 cups, all of which I contributed to in the past like 3 weeks or so. Probably 2 cups, if that. But there were so many cups. I cleaned them all. The next day, there were 7 more fucking cups. There were 7 cups. One of them was frothy.
Oh,
And
that
Kib
one
explained it.
Was Kib's? It was in a
It was an
frozen
iced coffee with whipped cream
But
on
also-
top.
I
What
picked
you
it up and I
said
spilled it on my
before-
hand.
We have a bathroom.
What you said before
do have a
wasn't
bathroom.
true.
Barely.
We do
Which
have a
thing?
bathroom.
We
It's
barely-
way over there, and it's
barely have a
raining
bathroom.
outside, and I don't like the rain.
I'm curious what you have to say.
No, I'll tell you what I have to say.
Consider
this
it.
out.
Listened
Are you
to.
waiting?
Check
I'm
this
waiting.
out, dude.
Patiently await
Listen
this.
to him and patiently await this.
I'm patient and I am
Patient,
waiting and I'm
dude,
ready to
calm
listen.
Okay.
down.
Okay, you're right. I should calm down. Just tell the fucking story.
Okay.
Don't be so
You said that
angry.
you contributed to 2 cups in a matter of 3 weeks. We
My
came,
fucking
we came
little-
one morning into work, and you weren't here yet. And the night before, there were no piss cups, and there were 7 the next morning.
Look,
That's
you
where you
guys,
got that
and
number.
I cleaned them all, but also that has
The
that
frothy
doesn't
pee is a different thing.
that shouldn't take away from the story because I've cleaned the piss cups the last 2 times.
And you've contributed to most of them.
considerably not true.
400
Most
out of
of
the
the
12.
Not in the past 4 weeks.
Most of the
Not in the
piss is
past 4.
yours.
Oh
The story
no.
that I just told was the other day.
Please.
simply couldn't be because
It
was not
simply
the other.
was
It was
the
the other day we
the
came
last
in the
batch
morning.
of piss cups I did not contribute to at all.
Oh,
Dude, I swear to God.
But
please.
before that, there were ones the day before.
Yeah, but those were the ones I cleaned up, but they weren't all me. They were a lot of other people's piss too.
Guys, let's not piss in the office anymore.
Yes.
Autumn tried peeing in a cup once.
She did. She squat and coughed and
She
polished it
liked
off
it.
into a fucking glass in the
Yeah.
back there, and she
She
broke
coughed
it.
her balls off.
She broke it in her ass. You seen that video of that guy who sticks a glass in his
That
ass
guy
and breaks
is
it?
from the
That was
Ukraine,
Autumn.
and he didn't go to the hospital.
Yeah, I know, because it was Autumn, and I told her not to. I said, I'll pick it out.
God, dude.
You'll bleed, and you'll bleed, and you'll be jealous of my nice night.
Who are you pointing to?
We also have new hoodies.
Yes.
Yeah, the new Revenge-ish
Yes.
hoodies.
They're pretty awesome.
The XXX Tentacion Revenge hoodies.
Here's what I did to my hoodie, and I think it's the dopest thing. I know that you guys don't like it, but how it overlaps right here, the hoodie part, I actually ripped those so it doesn't, and then they hang out right here, and it looks so
Don't do it
fucking
because it
dope.
doesn't look cool to everybody.
But I think it looks cool, and I like my
doing
own
that
style.
I like doing that for workout sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Not for ones that I like to wear.
Cool.
When it comes to your health, brushing your teeth is one of the most important parts of your day. Quip knows that. They've combined dentistry and design to make a better electric toothbrush. Quip is the new electric toothbrush that packs just the right amount of vibrations into a slimmer design at a fraction of the cost of bulkier traditional electric brushes. And guiding pulses alert you when to switch sides, making brushing the right amount effortless. Quip also comes with a mount that suctions right to your mirror and unsticks to use as a cover for hygienic travel anywhere, whether it's going in your gym bag or just a carry-on. And because the thing that cleans your mouth should also be clean, Quip's subscription plan refreshes your brush on a dentist-recommended schedule, delivering new brush heads every 3 months for just $5, including free shipping worldwide. Quip is backed by a network of over 10,000 dental professionals, including dentists, hygienists, and dental students. Most toothbrushes don't get named one of Time Magazine's best inventions of the year, but Quip did. Find out why for yourself. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/pine right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/pine. Mimi, say it. Spell it. Getquip.com/pine.
Say that. Oh, me?
Getquip.com/pine. GETQUIP.com/pine. Great job, everybody. Thank you, Quip, for sponsoring this podcast.
Kip has some big news.
Yeah.
Like, really big news.
Well, they already know. Briefly, I told them about a week ago, but I'm gonna be on fucking Ellen, dude.
What?
I don't. Maybe I didn't tell you.
You didn't tell
How did
me.
you find out about
I told
what?
Steve. I
How
told
did you?
like a week
Why
ago.
did you tell Mimi?
She was just here.
You didn't
before
tell me
guys did.
though. Also.
Oh,
I know you.
when we were talking about it.
Well, at first it was just hearsay, and then I got another email confirming it, and I'm gonna be on fucking Ellen, dude.
What do you guys? Why you?
For Sugar
Why
Pine 7.
you?
For Sugar Pine 7.
That's huge. Tyler
Dude.
Oakley was on Ellen.
I
Was
love
he really?
Ellen.
Dude, I'm so stoked. Literally, the people reached out to me. They're like,
Love
"We'd love to have you
Ellen.
on for the series of Sugar Pine 7." Just
Have you talked to Ellen directly yet?
no, just her people.
Oh, okay.
But I'm stoked.
How did you like? What was the first email? What did it say?
It was literally an inquiry about Sugar Pine 7, and if I was interested at all in being a part of it.
How'd you know it
being on the
wasn't
show.
fake?
you.
How'd you know it wasn't fake?
Well, I mean, how do you not know? Yeah. But I just literally replied and said, "Yeah, of
Oh,
course,
they had a
I'd love
call
to."
or something?
What kind of question
No,
do
I
you
didn't
think she's
get a
gonna
call
ask you?
She's probably gonna ask how it started, the basic.
But no
stuff.
one's gonna know anything about Sugar Pine 7. I'm so
Or they
curious.
all
Apparently they do, dude.
Well, that's
they want
gonna
me
give
on
us fucking
Ellen.
crazy exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
What is this happening?
next month.
Really?
I thought you said it was next week.
No, next month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And you're gonna be on TV. What is that gonna be like?
It might be for her YouTube channel too. I don't know.
Oh, it's
They
just
would-
on YouTube.
I think it's
No,
on both.
They would put the clip on.
Oh, the
YouTube.
clip
Yeah,
goes on
because I
YouTube.
know that Tyler Oakley's was on YouTube too, so I imagine it's gonna be on YouTube.
No, it's
Man.
on TV. You're like more stoked about it being on YouTube than on TV.
Then
Why
there's
the
proof if it's not like.
Why not me? I've always wanted to go to Ellen's birthday party.
I don't know, dude. They do call us Sugar Pine Kib.
Oh yeah,
They do.
I forgot about
It's
that.
all about you.
Are you gonna ask Ellen anything?
If I can come back on.
If you go back on the second time.
Before she asks anything, Ellen, before we start,
Can I come
can
back?
I come back sometime?
And is there a car under my seat by chance? I expect there will be next time. was
Well,
a
I have
lie.
to say I'm
was a lie.
both sad and confused.
It's okay.
Well, guys, I'm going to be on Donnie
I'm sure you
Wahlberg's show.
Oh yeah, what's that called?
Wahlburgers.
Nope. It's called
The Waterburgers?
Donnie.
Donnie in the Morning with Mike Falzone. So we did another episode recently, like we always do, but this time we finally got a chance after like probably a week span of getting this new lens adapter, which shoots anamorphic. If you don't know what anamorphic is, it makes the bokeh. Is it bokeh, bouquet, bokeh?
Bokeh.
It makes it oval shaped, and you could also get like flares on it too. So it sort of looks like how La La Land was
The
shot.
horizontal flares, right?
It's not a real anamorphic lens, but it is an adapter that works pretty closely. It just makes it a little bit less sharp.
Yeah,
But-
I don't like that there's like a white film over like shots that are far. And it could just be because of the focus. Like the up close
Might be
shots
the
are great.
rangefinder as well.
Yeah,
but
and
you need
some
that
of the
to
like,
get.
especially when everyone was further away in the shot too, they look even. I know you adjusted it the correct like percentage to squish it or
But they
whatever,
still
but they
look-
still look like thinner than they
Yeah.
should.
That's fine.
And I think that looked great, honestly.
Just want to make a brief shout out to it because it's my new favorite piece of equipment
It's
that
very
we've
cool.
received
Yeah,
recently.
And I think that
More-
once you perfect it, it's definitely going to add to those cinematic.
More excited about the
shoots.
lens than you are the actual camera.
It's the SLR Magic Anamorphic Adapter 1.33x, and I am not as excited about that as I was about the camera.
Good
for
boy.
sure. But it is new, and
It's
I
like-
am excited about it.
I'm gonna pee in this cup.
I don't know what the next thing we should get for the camera is. Maybe a cinema lens. I've been wanting to get a Zeiss lens for a little while,
Zeiss is
or
gonna
also a
be a lot.
gimbal. A gimbal's super important.
Yeah, we
We've
should get
needed a gimbal for a while.
Let's get a Ronin.
Yeah, Ronin
But a
would be
gimbal
nice.
that's gonna hold that's gonna be so fucking expensive.
No, the
Really?
Ronin
It
holds
runs
up.
about 1,200, right? Something around 1,200, I think. So it's
That's
like
okay.
Expensive.
Yeah.
It's rent.
it's a little bit expensive,
No,
but no,
just to
there's no
have.
point in renting it.
No, I said it's rent to pay for it.
Yeah,
I was like, it's
literally.
rent.
I just won't pay rent a month. Just kidding.
Steve,
1%.
Steve owns his house.
Oh yeah, that's not true. I own an apartment that I rent.
The other thing that we want to talk about is that we're looking to cast a fan in an upcoming episode, and you recently tweeted about that.
Right.
And we want people to respond with a demo reel or even a comedic monologue.
Yeah,
Would be
a
awesome.
demo
Yeah.
or a monologue, or if you have like content on YouTube or videos that you've been in that you could just send us just so we know.
Yeah,
I'm squishing my dick because I have to
Definitely.
pee really bad.
definitely. If you don't have a demo reel to send along with it, then we're probably not going to pick you because we need like people that can actually act and stuff.
And to be crass, if you reply with a stupid comment, we won't even acknowledge it.
I will.
You won't.
I'll be liking it, then unliking it. So
Yeah.
they get the
So you know we
notification,
saw it,
and
but
then they
no-
go in and it's not showing up.
We also need you to live in the LA area
LA.
and be able to provide your own transportation to and from set.
And
Yeah.
just know that this is based in LA.
Yeah,
Just
that.
know that we're in LA.
definitely said that.
Not everybody cares about us that much, man.
But enough to want to be a part of it.
But
not
also
enough to know
we
where
say
we
it in
are.
just about every video.
This heart of LA was getting warmer.
As summer crept up.
Oh, dude, again?
No, I literally didn't fucking
Oh,
burp.
I farted.
Dude, I have to piss so bad. I'm just squishing the old
Go
tip.
pee, man.
No.
The final part of this podcast is going to be a reoccurring segment. What?
Really quick, funny story.
Oh, dear God, what is it?
It's about so apparently I woke up in the middle of the night because Sammy told me, and she was crying laughing in the morning. She's like, after we were watching Harry Potter, we were on the second one, now we're on the third. Dude, apparently I woke up in the middle of the night, sat up and started casting spells audibly. I was like, Expelliarmus. Just fucking
He was
any
having a
spell.
Harry Potter nightmare.
And then I was like, and then I was like, in an accent, we've done it, children, we're safe.
Holy shit, dude.
She was crying laughing in the morning. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit.
did not do
you
that.
dreamt that. There's no way. I was like, I've slept talked and slept walked before. But there's no way. It makes sense. I did. I think I did now.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
It's done, children. We're safe now, or something like that.
Dude, you're just the savior of all the kids at Hogwarts.
Dude, that's amazing.
Like I sat up and casted several spells in an accent,
Wow,
and then
I
said,
wonder what that scene looked like. Who are you fighting?
God, I bet you Voldemort.
Probably Harry.
Probably Voldemort. I manipulate the children into thinking all the good guys are bad, and I kill them all. We've done it, children. We're safe.
Why are you winking at us?
Because you just need to know that.
Because you're too sneaky. So let's do some horror stories. I think we've done it before in the past, but it's it's a nice rainy day outside, so it's a little cloudy, a little gloomy. Nice something to set the mood if it's raining in your area too. Just kick back, relax, and we're coming up with some cool fucking horror stories on the spot with Jake, Jill, and Rosinger.
All right, John Reisinger, our professional.
So we should figure out a way so we each have a certain part in this, and the goal is to not laugh. Okay.
All right, one of us should be the narrator and like
Oh, yeah.
setting the scene, and then the
I'll
three
be
of
the
us
narrator.
will be voices.
So then I guess I'll set the story and everything. Do you want to so each of you guys will do voices. Mimi, do you want to figure out a horror
Topic.
location and a topic?
A location? Can we set it in the Winchester Mystery?
Very cool.
So we're staying in a Westchester mystery house
Winchester.
overnight. Overnight, we're staying there overnight. And
Funny word.
It was passed down to one of us in a will. And so the first night that we stayed there, we brought our two friends.
okay, so then let's think of characters. Who's the person that owns the house? Mimi probably would be, right?
Yeah, you'll be the owner.
Do you
What's
want
your
me an
name?
Old person?
No, you're just your age, but you got handed it down in your will. What's your name?
Samantha Pease.
Samantha Pease.
Rithith.
Rithith. And Rithith.
Okay, you'll be Rithith. I'll be Glegless.
Glegless Rithith. Glegless Rithith. Rithith and Mary Pease.
Mary Pease.
Wait, what was your name?
Samantha Pease.
Samantha Pease.
Holy shit, dude! I'm getting so
Okay, your name
lighthearted.
is Samantha Mary Pease. I'll only be referring to you as Mary Pease because that's a lot of syllables.
Here you go by
Samantha.
Mary.
Okay.
With Mary and
Mary. Okay.
The
Glegless.
four.
Glegless. It's kinda like
And
Douglas.
Here we go. It was the dark of night and 4 boys. 4 boys. One little girl was offered a hand-me-down house from her mommy mom. She arrived after inviting 2 of her closest friends, Rithith and Glegless. They hobbled past her into the house to discover something insane hanging by the door. It was a handmaiden who was there as well. She died shortly after. They wandered through the house continuously until Glegless spotted a iron throne, and which to him he said,
By my stars, they've arrived.
he said, solemnly. None of the other group members knew what he meant until Rithith finally got an inkling and said to himself,
I think I know what this is. I could be wrong, but I could be right.
none of the other group heard him. He was too quiet.
He also said to himself,
Mary Pease shrieked. She thought to herself, this is going to be great. The house was spectacular. Although it was old, it was still really nice. Rithith was impressed. For the first time in his life, he spoke quietly.
Woo-wee, this is sure looking like a nice place to stay for the night.
But Rithith wasn't invited to stay for the night. Mary Pease had a falling out with Rithith much earlier in the day. They argued over chemical bonds, and Mary Pease's opinion on chemical bonds was that of,
They smell, and we don't need them anywhere near us.
and Rithith responded arguingly with,
Pee up to you. You suck on those titties, I bet. So you should like this kind of smell. Anyway, it smells pretty good. It smells good to me.
but Mary Pease couldn't hear a word he said. She looked at him and asked,
Can you speak a little louder?
to which Rimark responded,
Maybe if you put all the shit out of my ears, you'd hear me.
Mary Pease left the room to talk to Glegless, who was at this time rubbing his back against a wall like a bear. He was strong like a bear and had claws like a bear.
Eyes like a bear.
for he was a bear.
You hear a bear in this? He growled angrily at Mary Pease. He was kind of hot, the narrator thought, for a bear.
For a minute.
He said something really hot, too, to Mary Pease. He said,
My son's been shitting on my back all day, trying to rub it off. What do you think?
Mary Pease unbuttoned her scowl into a frown, and the narrator thought, how good of a play on words was that? To which Mary Pease said to Glegless, who was rubbing his back,
Would you mind giving me a tour of the place? Since it's mine now.
Glegless did that to her. He took her to the first room, which was the kitchen, showed her a bunch of different things. He was most proud of the
Scorched Earth mini figurine set that we have right here on the counter. It's right next to the blender because if I don't like the pieces anymore from playing with them too much, I throw them in the blender.
That's when Mimi realized he was a bear. That's when Mary Pease realized,
You're a bear?
oh no,
No?
Glegless thought, she's on to me. Glegless changed the conversation quickly to continue the house tour. Glegless brought her to the sink, which they immediately noticed something was off. There was something terrible in the sink.
Oh no. A bushel of wagon wheels and old, tired, haggard stand-ins
But what were they
were
doing?
out in the backyard watching us as we looked down into the sink and saw I am narrating now.
The sink was weird, but what was even weirder was when Mary Pease brought Gleglis into the next room. They switched who was doing the house tour. Into the hallway they went. The darkness crept up on them. There was no light casting down. You could hear something terrible clawing the walls. Was it claws? Where was Rithith? He was just with them. But Mary Pease had left him much earlier on. And that's when they heard a terrifying...
Oh, no.
What was barely audible became slightly audible. Was that Rithith? Cried Mimi. Mary Pease. Mary Pease cried...
Is that Griffith? Griffith.
To which Gleglis responded...
You mean Rithith?
To which
Wow.
Mary Pease responded...
He's not even my friend anyway.
You're right. I'm afraid that I didn't care enough about your backstory to remember that, and I'm already feeling just terribly awkward.
Gleglis looked a little bit like and sounded a lot like Johnny Depp, thought Mary Pease. She was excited to say the least. Mary Pease thought about having sex with the bear right then, but decided to continue the house tour and save that for later, when they were both a little more up to it, and he was a little bit less like a bear. They traveled onward, up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs again, to the bedroom. But not for sex. It was purely to look around. Said the car.
Just talking car
And
in the bedroom.
immediately, Mary Pease, look up into the sky, look through the night skylight. Is that a meteor headed straight for? And that was the end of the story.
Wow. That was scary. That was a scary story.
Well, damn it. That was really fun to me. I had a really fun time with that.
Yeah, one of us did have fun during that.
Okay, that's fine. If it's me, then I did. And
It's you.
if it's not me, then yeah, sure, I'll be disappointed. But I'll still thank Quip and Vincero for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody who watches the podcast still.
And those who
We
are
really
audio
try.
and those who are audio listeners, thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, Kib, for being here.
You're welcome.
Your car's finally fixed.
Again.
Let's start a new topic.
For now. And we'll
And
see you later.
let's do the after the interview. Let's do the Beyond the Pine, Talking Beyond the Pine.
Talking.
What'd you guys think
We'll
about
see
the
you guys
episode?
later.
The episode was pretty good. I thought that the story was wasn't as strong as it could have been. Didn't get scary enough.
Hold on, I'm getting a call.
Yeah.
See you guys.
1 sec. I was calling James. I'll see you guys later.
1 second. I was calling Mimi. Hello, little girl.
Hey, Steven.
Who's your favorite baseball player?
Buster Posey?
Who?
Buster Posey?
Patrick Swayze. Very cool. What's do you watch baseball?
Can you guys stop?
Do you watch baseball?
I used to. I'm from San Francisco, so I'm a Giants